Hello everybody, it's Dragana from Saacibo. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's the last day of November and today is the last day I can actually do the Christmas cards. I have to send them out tomorrow. 1st of December is my absolute deadline because a lot of my friends and family live in other countries, other continents, so I have to make sure they get their cards on time. And I used the ephemera that we created for the Christmas and winter journal, like whimsical Christmas tree, snow globes, and some of the specimen cards with snowflakes. And I happen to have this one here as well with the little Christmas tree. I have a playlist with Christmas crafts and you can check out these videos. Each of these have a tutorial on how to do, and then I'll just show you quickly how to assemble them into Christmas cards. Let's get started. First I want to show you how to create these. Have a look. This is the envelope I have, and my piece of cardstock that I'm going to mount this on top needs to be a little bit smaller than the envelope. It has to fit in the envelope so that I can send it like this. Okay, so whatever the size of the envelope, it has to be able to fit this. Like I couldn't use this one, it's too big, but for this envelope, this small snow globe works just fine. And you cut yourself a piece of cardstock that is smaller than the envelope. I have one here, and let's have a look at this one. This one is a bit different. So they're all three different sizes of envelope. It doesn't really matter as long as it can fit your snow globe in this way. Like, you see what I mean? This one, it might fit, but it would be a tight fit. You want to have a little bit of space around. I'll put them aside and we make one together. Okay, I have my envelope. This is the one I bought in the shops, and I cut myself a piece of cardstock in green color, and as you can see, it is just a little bit smaller than the envelope so that it fits perfectly inside. Okay, and also my snow globe fits fine as well. Okay, so first thing you need to do, once you cut that down, you have to take the measurements. So mine is 17 centimeters and I need to mark half. So half of that is 8.5. I'll just put a little tiny mark. If you have a scoring board, it's best if you can score this line. If you don't, you can place your ruler and use something like this, or something that's not going to tear the paper, that it's sharp but it's not going to make a hole or rip through it. I've been using this one as a scoring board. I don't know if it is or not, but it has the grooves, although not the straight lines. So first thing, you align that mark. If you don't have a scoring board, you'll make a mark down the bottom as well. You'll use your ruler to guide it. I like to do this. Okay, so I'm going to just score in the middle. Okay, so you make a score line right in the middle of your cardstock. Then you make two more score lines 1 inch away, 1 inch away from each end. Okay, so that's easy. Once you do it half and then 1 inch from each end, and again you do the same. That's it. It's very easy. As you can see now, this turns on the inside, that as well, and that as well. And you end up with this. My envelope punch has this thing here. It's for making boxes. Okay, it creates this, and it's useful for that. But I'll show you how to do it if you don't have that function on your envelope punch, because not all of us do. It's quite easy. All you need is some double-sided tape, and you just cut a strip of double-sided tape, put it there, close to the edge, like that, and you just trim off. Okay, and you don't take it off, you don't take the protection off. Whoever ends up getting this card, they will have to peel it off and glue it down like that. So that's one way of doing it. Now you put the masking tape on that end. Now you have to glue this, your snow globe. And also, I don't glue it all the way. I just put a strip of double-sided tape down the bottom. Just do that. And I don't go all the way. Okay. And you peel it off. You peel the protection off. And then you try to align this. You have that bottom line. You can measure or you can eyeball it. And that is it. So once this is peeled off, you can write "peel me off" here if you wanted to, using alcohol marker. And it's going to stand like that. And now here, this section here, you can write a little message and tuck it behind it. You can add a little sentiment here, or you can write your own message, personal message to the recipient. It's basically it. It's very easy. Okay, so that one's done really fast. Now let's do the Christmas tree ones. I'll just show you some of the ones that I made. This one is on the white, that's on the brown. It's that one, blue one, and this one, my favorite. Okay, so this is how you do it. So obviously for the Christmas tree you'll need an envelope that is a little bit taller. I think this is DL envelope, something like that. I'll just check the size. What is 4 1/4 by 8 1/2. Again, you pick a cardstock in the color that's kind of matching your Christmas tree. I'm going to use this one. Okay, and I cut myself another piece of cardstock in white. I have some pencil marks here, and this should be big enough to fit your Christmas tree. You can go here all the way to the end, or you can do something like that. Okay, now this has to be the right size to go inside. Okay, so it fits. Actually, it's this way. Okay, so you cut it again a little bit smaller, and then you double it. So I need to make a score line here as well. So I need to find the middle and make a score line. But because I have this here, I can't really go from here to here. So I marked myself here where the middle is, and I have to turn this way. So I'll just align this to one of the lines and align this here, and then I'll make a score line there. Okay. Go, and I'll just fold it. Let's see if it fits inside. Yeah, it fits inside perfectly. Okay, so it should be a little bit smaller. I could actually trim off a little bit here. I think I'm going to do it. I think it just needs a little bit trimmed off, but I can do it later once I glue this down. Okay, so obviously this piece of cardstock is again smaller than my card, something like this. And I can see here that I didn't cut it properly, so I will have to trim it a little bit. And when I do these small cuts, like when you need to just trim off a sliver of a paper, I don't like to use the guillotine because it never works for me. Paper just slides. So I'll just do this. Let's see if it fits now. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so first things first, you need to glue the tree to this white cardstock, and I have this little star, so obviously I will have to put it through the paper. Mark yourself the middle here. It would be a wise thing to do because it's so easy to see. You want your star to point in the middle. Okay, and I'll start gluing. I'll probably glue to here. I'm using acetone based glue. You can use any glue you like. Even hot glue would be good. It's just that these threads need a little bit more. Okay, and double-sided tape wouldn't really work. Press it down. Great. Okay, the reason I didn't do this immediately is because I have to fix this here, and I have to punch a hole for this star. I don't know where it's supposed to go because it's a kind of like one of those brad things, and it moved. Just get another one. Okay, so I need to mark I struggled with this on all of these to remind myself not to get those again. So now I can put the glue, the rest of the tree, just bend it like this, it's fine. Okay. And I'll erase this pencil mark. Okay, so that part is done. All right, now you need to glue this onto that. And the reason I've done this first is because I didn't want this to be visible on this side. Okay, so now we have that. And now for this, it's up to you. You can use double-sided tape, you can use glue. I think I just want to use double-sided tape. This time it's less messy. Let's do this across. And that should be enough. Let's remove this. Okay, and now we just carefully that's it. Now I need to trim this bit off, and I want to have the same amount as I have here. Again, I'll just eyeball it. Now I can't place this because of that there. It's going to be this way. Now I have to be really careful so that this doesn't move. So I'll just go several times without pressing too hard. Yep. There it is. All that's left to do is put a message there. I have this one. May the Christmas season fill your home with joy, your heart with love, and your life with laughter. I like to just ink a little bit. And again, just double-sided tape. Just using this as a guide. And there is a Christmas card with a Christmas tree made from scraps of paper and decorated with some charms and beads. I think it looks gorgeous, doesn't it? All right, now one more left to do. It is this one. I just love this little one, and this was done for a 4x4 envelope, but it can be smaller. I think this envelope was done with 6x6 paper, so I think it's 3.5 by 3.5, something like that. Oh, 3 3/4. Okay, so again, what you do is you cut yourself, if that's your envelope. This works really good with square envelopes. You cut yourself a piece of cardstock that is smaller than your envelope. So if your envelope is 3 3/4, you cut yourself about 3.5 by 3.5 by 3.5. So 3.5 by 7. I cut a little bit more than 7. I love to have some room to move, because sometimes when you do cuts, like in this case here, it moved a little bit and I already scored a line, but I fixed it by adding that ribbon there, so that's fine. So we won't score this one in the middle yet. We'll first make a cut, and I wanted to use this snowflake. Okay, so my idea is to have this one here, to have a hexagon shape cut like that, like a little window. Okay, so I can see now that I need to cut these sides Just trim that quickly. Trim that down, and I want to cut it this way. So I want to have a clean cut from this side, but I also want to have a clean cut from that side, and I want to cut them at the same time, if that makes sense. Otherwise it's not going to be good. But to achieve that, I would have to place this one onto the inside, so that when I cut, I will have a clean cut, nice cut on this side and that side. Okay, but this will most likely move, so I need to just stabilize it a little bit. I'll just get a little bit of washi tape, you know, the one that doesn't really stick well, that you can just peel off easily. And then you're going to place your die cut where it's supposed to go, like this. I think that's the right position. Again, get some washi tape and just stabilize this so it doesn't move. Okay, now let's get the scissors. All right, now look at the state of my cutting plates. You don't want that to transfer onto your nice card. So place a piece of clean cardstock or scrap piece of paper, something like that, and put it underneath this, because otherwise you'll get all of these marks kind of ruining your cardstock on this end. So you just put that underneath, and then you place this. Okay, and then you go. Oops, what's that? Let's see. I think it worked. So now you just gently peel that off. It's good. Didn't leave any nasty bits. Just fine. And see what I mean? You have a nice cut on this end. You can keep that, make something else with it. Same here. Just peel that off. Okay. So we did cut it from this side, but we're going to glue it from that side. Okay. Just want to make sure that I turn it properly. I think it's supposed to go that way. Okay, now get your specimen and place it. Now again, I'm going to use some double-sided tape, and I'm going to cut little bits like this. Just place them there in those corners. Peel off. Now place your specimen. Great. Now cut another 4 bits. And place them now onto this side of the specimen. Now we're going to put some masking tape onto this side. So if this is going that way, we turn it this way. Sorry, I keep saying masking tape. It's double-sided tape. You know what I mean. Go. Go. Great. Okay. Now this is the tricky part. I have to get up to do this. Just have to align it before you glue it down. I think it's cute. Okay, now you see that distance there? You're going to mark the same distance on this side. That's where you're going to put the score line. Okay, that is 5 millimeters for me. And I'll just double check. I have 8.6 and I have quite a lot more, and I done that on purpose. I left a little bit more, so I'll just go. And now I need to just trim that off. I love how it looks. It's so gorgeous. My specimen turned into a little Christmas or Happy New Year card. And I've got this Happy New Year, but I think it needs something on the back, or I can just, you know, have it without it. Because it's white on white, it doesn't really look good, but it might look good if I have a piece of blue. I'll think about it. I don't think it needs anything. I like it the way it is. Let's just see if it fits in the envelope. Oh, it's so cute. So you can take a white or gold or silver marker and write your message, and you have a little snowflake specimen. I could have used the ones that I drew myself. I didn't think of it, but it looks neat on both sides, and I think it's just cute. Okay, that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this little presentation. I hope it gave you some ideas on how to create your own Christmas and New Year cards. Let me know in the comments below which one is your favorite. I'd really love to know. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you soon again in my next video. Bye for now.